Welcome, dear listener, to Whispers of the Night. I'm so glad you're here. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a journey into serene worlds, calming stories, and peaceful dreams. Tonight, we'll wander through the Verdant Valley with Enya, following a moonlit stream that guides her through glowing meadows, hidden groves, and the gentle wisdom of nature. Let yourself relax, settle into a comfortable position, and allow the soft glow of the valley to carry you away. Take a deep breath and let your journey begin. Close your eyes and let your body sink into comfort. Feel the weight of the day lifting, your muscles softening, your thoughts slowing like leaves drifting on water. Imagine a quiet stream under the light of the moon, silver petals floating along its surface. Hear the gentle rustle of leaves and the soft hum of the valley around you. With every breath, feel the cool night air filling your lungs, carrying calm and peace throughout your body. Picture yourself walking beside Enya, each step along the soft grass and glowing meadow calming your mind. Let the stream's soft murmur guide you deeper into tranquility. Your eyelids grow heavier, your heart beats slower, and your thoughts become light, like fireflies flickering in the gentle night. With each exhale, release tension. With each inhale, breathe serenity. The moonlight reflects in your mind's eye, and the luminous petals float toward a place of deep rest. You are safe. You are calm. The valley surrounds you, carrying you effortlessly into a world of serene dreams and quiet wonder. A journey across the Verdant Valley. The valley at twilight. Enya reached the crest of the hill just as the last rays of sunlight stretched thin across the world, soft threads of gold weaving over the horizon before slipping quietly into dusk. Her breath rose in gentle clouds in front of her, tinged with the coolness that always settled after a long day of travel. She paused there, her boots sinking slightly into the grass, and looked out over the scene unfolding below. The verdant valley stretched out like an endless sea of green, rolling waves of tall grass, wildflowers, and distant clusters of trees. It was the kind of place that whispered of peace long before one stepped into it, the kind of place where time slowed and the air held a softness rarely found beyond such untouched lands. While she would have admired the beauty alone, something else caught her attention, a faint shimmer cutting through the valley like a silver thread. She narrowed her eyes, adjusting her weight on her pack to get a clearer view. There it was, a stream, winding with calm certainty, its water glowing faintly as though moonlight had already claimed it, even before the night had fully arrived. The brightness did not look natural. It was too steady, too alive. It pulsed gently like the breath of a sleeping creature, and even from her vantage point, Enya felt its quiet pull. The valley seemed to hold its breath too. A cool breeze rose from the basin below and brushed past her cheeks, carrying the scent of mint and fresh earth. It tugged at the loose strands of her auburn hair, as if encouraging her forward, inviting her down into the shaded fold of land where the stream flowed. She took a slow breath, letting the crisp air fill her chest, and then stepped forward. Her descent into the valley began quietly, with her footsteps muffled by the tall grass that swayed in gentle waves around her. The sky above deepened into the soft blue of early evening, and one by one, tiny stars began to pierce through the fading light. By the time Enya reached the valley floor, dusk had settled completely, wrapping the land in a bluish veil that felt both mysterious and calming. The silver glow of the stream became clearer now, no longer a distant shimmer, but a soft, steady radiance that guided her steps like a lantern laying out a path. Enya approached it slowly, drawn almost against her will. The water was startlingly clear. She could see smooth stones lining the riverbed, each one catching the glow like polished gems. The ripples moved in a way she had never seen before, deliberate, graceful, drifting, not just with the natural flow of the stream, but in patterns that suggested intention. They swirled gently, spiraling outward as if responding to her presence. Enya crouched beside the water and extended a hand. She hesitated for a moment, feeling an odd flicker in her chest, a mixture of curiosity, caution, and something she could only describe as reverence. Then her fingertips brushed the surface. The water was cool, refreshing, but there was something more. A faint vibration hummed beneath her skin, subtle but unmistakable. It wasn't electricity, it wasn't warmth, it was recognition, as if the stream itself had acknowledged her touch. She pulled her hand back, watching as the ripples fanned out slowly from the point she had disturbed. The movement spread across the surface in a widening circle, glowing slightly brighter as it traveled downstream. And then, impossibly, the glow faded as the ripples quieted, almost as if the stream understood she was observing it. A soft laugh escaped her, breathy and surprised. "All right," she murmured. "What are you?" The stream offered no audible answer, yet the glow intensified just slightly, drawing her gaze. She followed it with her eyes, tracing the path it carved through the grass. It curved in a gentle arch, disappearing around a bend where the valley walls grew slightly higher. Something in that direction called to her, not physically, not loudly, but gently, like the whisper of a story waiting to be discovered. Enya stood again, brushing her hands on her trousers, and felt a strange sense of belonging settle over her shoulders, like a cloak. She had traveled far in recent months, wandering through forests, across plains, over mountains, always moving, always searching. She didn't know exactly what she was searching for, only that every road had seemed to push her forward, with no final destination in mind. But here, standing at the edge of this glowing stream, she felt something she hadn't in a long time, the certainty that she was exactly where she needed to be. She walked along the bank, letting the soft glow keep her company. Night deepened, but the valley did not darken with it. Instead, the moon rose behind her, casting a silver hue across everything, and the stream caught that light, weaving it into its own glow until it looked like a river of captured starlight. The grass brushed gently against her legs, whispering softly as though greeting her passage. The night creatures of the valley stirred, not in alarm, but with a sense of quiet acceptance. As she continued walking, Enya noticed something else. The stream was not alone. Tiny fireflies began to blink into existence near the water, first as faint sparks, then as softly glowing orbs, drifting lazily through the air. They hovered around her at times, drawn to her warmth or her movement, and occasionally gathered in small clusters above the stream, their lights reflecting flawlessly on the glowing surface below. The entire valley felt alight with gentle magic, the kind that didn't shout with grandeur, but whispered with intimacy. Enya kept moving, feeling the soft pulse of the water match the rhythm of her steps. The stream's surface, never still, it danced in small ripples, waves that curled like delicate fingers, pointing the way forward. She had the uncanny feeling it wanted her to follow, not urgently, not demandingly, but patiently, as though it had been waiting for her for far longer than she could imagine. She stepped over a low stone, her boots sinking momentarily into damp soil, and the air around her shifted. The valley grew quieter, more still, as though every living thing had paused to witness her passing. Even the fireflies slowed their drifting, hovering in soft, suspended arcs. The sound of flowing water became clearer, deeper, echoing faintly off the valley walls in a way that made it seem larger, more significant than a simple stream. And then Enya noticed something odd. The banks were becoming more defined. The grass receded slightly, giving way to smoother sand and polished stones that lined the edges like a crafted walkway. The shift was subtle but unmistakable. Someone had shaped this path. Someone had tended it. Her heart tightened with gentle curiosity. Someone lived, or once lived, in this valley. Someone who understood the importance of this stream and the way it wound through the land. She felt as though she had stepped into a place touched by stories, stories woven into the ground beneath her feet, into the water that flowed with soft intelligence, into the air that hummed with quiet memory. She slowed her steps, letting her senses absorb every detail. The sound of crickets blended with the soft burble of the water. The moon cast a pale glow over her shoulders, while the stream offered its own steady brightness. The valley felt ancient, but not in the sense of decay or forgotten history. Felt ancient like a lullaby, familiar, comforting, and patient. Enya knelt again, this time not out of curiosity, but with a sense of gentle respect. She cupped her hands into the stream and lifted a small pool of water. It shimmered against her skin, reflecting the moonlight in tiny, shifting points. She drank, expecting the cool bite of mountain water. Instead, she experienced something softer, a refreshing clarity that slipped down her throat like silk. It made her feel awake and calm all at once, as if her body recognized this stream as something purer than she had ever tasted before. A warmth spread through her chest, not a heat, but a quiet soothing, as though the water carried an echo of the valley's serenity. She closed her eyes for a moment and exhaled, letting the sensation wash through her. When she opened her eyes again, the stream rippled in a new pattern. She watched as small waves spiraled outward, forming shapes, almost like delicate petals drifting on the surface. They repeated the shape twice, 3 times, then flowed onward downstream. Was it a message, a guide, or simply the natural flow responding to her presence? She didn't know, but she knew she had to continue following it. Enya stood and began walking again. The night deepened, but she did not feel the need to seek shelter. The valley felt safe, not empty, not abandoned, but watched over by something gentle and unseen. She felt no fear, only a warming curiosity. Eventually, she reached a small bend in the stream where the water cascaded gently over a series of smooth stones, creating a quiet, melodic sound that filled the air like a nighttime lullaby. She paused there, letting the music of the water wrap around her, and felt an unexpected emotion stir inside her chest, a sense of welcome, as though the valley itself had opened its arms. The moonlight wrapped her like a shawl. The fireflies danced in soft spirals around her, and the stream glowed with an almost living softness. Enya closed her eyes, breathed deeply, and knew with certainty that her journey had only just begun, and that the valley, with its moonlit stream, had been waiting for her arrival. Whispers along the water. Enya moved forward along the glowing ribbon of water, each step careful, each breath attuned to the soft symphony of the valley at night. The stream wound around gentle bends, curving with a quiet intelligence, as if it knew exactly where it wanted her to go. Its surface reflected not only the moonlight, a silent acknowledgement that she was not merely an observer here, she was a participant in some hidden rhythm, some story that had waited for her arrival. The grasses along the banks stirred constantly, yet Enya noticed an odd detail. The air itself was still. There was no wind, no whisper of movement beyond the plants themselves. The stalks of wheat-colored grass and clusters of wildflowers leaned gently, their blossoms brushing each other with an almost sentient grace. Even the tiniest petals seemed to follow her gaze as she passed. It was as though the valley had a heartbeat, and she was learning to feel its pulse. She stopped and knelt, letting her fingers hover above a cluster of violet flowers. They quivered slightly, almost in recognition, and the luminous glow from the stream seemed to intensify, spreading faint streaks of silver across her hands. She rose slowly, captivated. "It's like the valley is alive," she whispered to herself, her voice swallowed by the soft rustle of the leaves and the faint. Every sound, every flicker of light felt meaningful. She wasn't sure if the valley wanted her to follow the stream or merely to notice it, to understand that this place held a gentle power in the quiet, in the way it moved and breathed around her dot as she walked. Enya's eyes were drawn to the surface of the water. Strange petals floated atop it, luminous and fragile, each one glowing faintly with a soft inner light that neither shone too brightly nor flickered like a candle. Their movement was deliberate. They drifted forward in the current, but seemed to pause at intervals, forming a natural, meandering trail. She realized slowly that the petals were guiding her, not merely carried by chance. Her heart quickened at the thought that some unseen hand, or perhaps the valley itself, had left these markers for her to follow. She stepped lightly, careful not to disturb the delicate flow. Her reflection merged with the silver light, her eyes wide and attentive. She almost felt as if she were walking through a dream, yet the chill of the evening air, the soft weight of her satchel, and the firm ground beneath her boots reminded her that this journey was as tangible as any she had undertaken before, and yet every instinct told her that this was no ordinary valley, no ordinary stream, no ordinary night. The path of petals led her toward a small cluster of trees whose trunks were twisted and gnarled with age. Their leaves shimmered faintly under the moonlight, and the bark itself seemed to carry faint silver veins that mirrored the ripples of the stream. Enya stepped closer, feeling the hushed authority of the trees. She could almost hear a soft murmur from the wood itself, a sound like the quiet turning of pages in a book left open for decades. She knelt beside the roots and brushed her fingers over the exposed bark. The murmuring sound of the stream deepened slightly, as if responding to her curiosity. Enya tilted her head, listening more intently. She could swear the water's gentle gurgle had patterns, rhythms that resembled words, or perhaps syllables, though she could not decipher them. Yet she understood them, not literally, but in a more instinctual, immediate way. The stream seemed to speak of patience, of quiet observation, of the joy in noticing the smallest movements and the gentlest whispers of the natural world. As she rose, a soft glow appeared farther upstream. At first, it was no more than a faint glimmer behind, a bend easily missed by anyone not paying close attention. But for Enya, it was irresistible. She moved toward it, stepping carefully over rocks and through tufts of grass that parted in her passage. Each footstep felt purposeful, as if the ground itself encouraged her forward. The glow drew her in a slow spiral around a small hillock, and as she rounded it, the source revealed itself, a tiny cascade where the stream fell over smooth stones, forming a miniature waterfall that sparkled in the moonlight. The petals clustered here, drifting gently into the pool below. They moved with a graceful, deliberate motion, forming concentric circles around a particularly smooth stone at the center of the pool. Enya stepped closer, mesmerized by the ritualistic quality of it. She knelt and reached toward the stone, her hand hovering just above it. The water's ripples responded immediately, radiating outward in waves of silver that brushed her skin without wetting it. She withdrew slightly, startled by the strange sensation, yet the fear never fully developed. Instead, a gentle warmth filled her chest, a sense of welcome that seemed to radiate from the stream itself. Enya allowed her fingers to hover again, and as she did, the petals moved slightly, forming a pattern that resembled a path leading deeper into the valley. She realized then that the stream's language, though impossible to translate with words, was unmistakable. It wanted her to follow. She smiled softly, feeling a mixture of awe and quiet exhilaration. Few places had made her feel this small and this connected at the same time. This, aware of her own place in the world, yet reminded of the beauty and wisdom of the life surrounding her. She rose and continued walking. The terrain gradually sloped downward, and the valley widened. The grasses became taller, waving like a golden sea beneath the moon, and the air grew fragrant with hints of wild mint, honeysuckle, and something sweet she could not name. Enya noticed the occasional shimmer of something silver among the leaves, tiny insects, or perhaps more luminous petals catching the moonlight. She did not pause to identify them. Instead, she let the rhythm of the stream guide her steps, trusting in its quiet authority. As she moved, she felt a subtle shift in the atmosphere. The sounds of the valley had changed slightly. The usual night calls of crickets and frogs were there, but underneath them was a new tone, a soft resonance that seemed woven into the very ground. It was as if the valley itself was singing in a language older than any she had known, a song without words, yet full of meaning. Enya felt it in her chest as a vibration, a gentle hum that resonated with her heartbeat. She walked more slowly, breathing deeply, letting herself become part of the music of this living, breathing place. By now, the path of petals had grown more complex. They drifted in patterns that sometimes looped back upon themselves, forming spirals or arcs that Enya had to follow carefully. She noticed small, subtle signs along the banks, faint indentations in the soil, the occasional glimmer of a stone polished smooth by years of flowing water, even the bending of a branch as she passed beneath it. Everything seemed to be part of the guidance. She felt honored in a quiet, private way to be noticed by a place so alive, so observant, so precise in its care. Hours seemed to pass unnoticed. The moon rose higher, climbing toward the zenith, and the valley was bathed in silvery light. Fireflies drifted lazily through the air, their glows mingling with the reflections from the stream. Enya paused at a particularly serene bend, where the water widened into a shallow pool, the surface so still that it reflected the moon and stars perfectly. She crouched at the edge and dipped her fingers in the cool, clear water. The ripple she created spread outward, slowly, distorting the reflection of the night sky. The petals floated around her hand like tiny boats, luminous and delicate. A soft thought formed in her mind. This valley had a story, one that unfolded not in words, but in the gentle movements of water, grass, and petals. She realized she was reading it, step by step, moment by moment, and the realization filled her with a peaceful joy. Each ripple, each glow, each whispering sway of the grass was part of a narrative older than her own existence. Yet she had been chosen to witness it, to follow the language of water and petals into whatever lay ahead. She lingered a while longer, letting herself be fully absorbed in the beauty of the scene. The stream murmured beside her, a constant companion, while the petals drifted onward, patiently waiting for her to continue. When she finally stood, she felt renewed in a way she hadn't expected. The valley had given her a gift, not something tangible, not something she could carry in her satchel, but something far more lasting, a sense of quiet connection, a feeling of belonging within the vastness of the natural world, and a gentle guidance toward what she did not yet know. With care, she resumed walking. The luminous petals marked the next curve of the stream, and she followed, knowing that this was only the beginning of her journey deeper into the Verdant Valley. The whispers of the water continued, almost speaking directly to her heart, guiding her along a path that promised discovery, wonder, and the soft, magical revelations that only a place like this could offer. And so Enya walked on, step by deliberate step, letting the glowing stream lead her further into the valley. Her heart attuned to the quiet voice of the water, the soft pulse of the earth, and the luminous trail of petals that promised a story waiting to be fully revealed. The hidden grove of echoes The moonlight guided Enya along the gentle curves of the stream, its soft glow mingling with the pale silver of the moon above. Each step she took seemed lighter than the last, as though the valley itself was easing the weight from her shoulders. The air had grown cooler, carrying not just the scent of wet earth and wildflowers, but a subtle, ancient fragrance she could not name, a mixture of moss, old bark, and something sweeter, like the faint trace of long-forgotten incense. It lingered, clinging gently to her hair and the folds of her cloak, and she breathed it in, letting it fill her chest with a quiet anticipation she could not fully explain. The stream narrowed here, winding between banks lined with wildflowers that shimmered faintly under the moonlight. Enya noticed the glow of the petals had grown more deliberate, drifting in slow, deliberate arcs that seemed to beckon her forward. She followed, stepping softly over smooth stones and through tufts of grass that bent almost reverently beneath her feet. And then she saw it, a grove, secluded and almost hidden, as though it had been tucked away by the valley itself. The entrance to the grove was framed by two ancient oaks, their trunks gnarled with age and covered in moss that shimmered faintly. In the moonlight, vines wound up their limbs, dotted with tiny, glowing flowers that seemed to pulse gently, as if breathing along with the night. Enya paused, feeling the immediate difference in the air. The temperature was the same, the wind the same, yet the space within the grove felt denser, heavier, in a way that was not uncomfortable, but deeply immersive. It was as though the grove had memory, as though the stories of countless lives lingered in its branches and leaves. The moment she stepped beneath the canopy, a hush fell over the world. The usual chorus of night insects and distant rustling grass faded into a soft, almost imperceptible hum. The moonlight filtered down through the branches, casting a pattern of silver and shadow that danced gently across the soft forest floor. It was here that Enya first became aware of the echoes. At first, she thought it was the wind, but soon she realized it was not. Laughter, light and airy, drifted faintly from somewhere unseen, weaving in and out of the rustling leaves. Soft voices murmured words she could not quite understand, and distant songs, old and familiar in feeling, if not in memory, wrapped around her like a warm, invisible cloak. Enya stopped in her tracks, closing her eyes to take it all in. Her breath slowed, matching the rhythm of the grove, and she felt the pulse of the valley beneath her feet. Each sound seemed alive, not just heard but felt, vibrating softly through her chest and into her limbs. There was a presence here, she realized, not a creature in the usual sense, but something older, gentler, protective. The air itself seemed to watch her, and she could feel a subtle current, almost like a hand brushing her hair aside or guiding her gaze toward points of interest in the grove. The stream entered the grove as a slender ribbon of silver, moving quietly over moss-covered stones and around clusters of wildflowers that glowed faintly in response to the moonlight. The petals on its surface, luminous and delicate, floated in arcs that formed natural patterns, guiding her deeper into the grove. Each movement of the water seemed purposeful, a language she could not translate into words, but understood instinctively. She followed, stepping carefully so as not to disturb the delicate balance of light and shadow, aware that she was moving through a space older and wiser than herself. As she ventured further, she noticed the echoes became more distinct. A child's laughter, full of wonder and mischief, drifted from one cluster of branches. It was followed by a low melodic hum, like a lullaby sung long ago by someone she could not name. The melodies intertwined with the rustle of leaves, creating a symphony that seemed both intimate and infinite. Enya's fingers brushed against the bark of an old tree, and she felt the vibrations of the grove itself, as though the very wood carried the stories of those who had walked here before. Each ripple of sound and light seemed to reach out, brushing her shoulder, brushing her mind, connecting her to countless moments suspended in time. She walked slowly, aware that she was a guest in a sacred space, yet feeling no fear. The grove seemed to welcome her presence, recognizing her steps as careful, respectful, and attuned to its rhythms. Tiny motes of light floated in the air, drifting lazily like luminous dust, highlighting the curves of roots, the delicate edges of leaves, and the faint shimmer of the stream as it wound through the grove. Enya bent to touch one of the petals drifting on the water, and it quivered lightly, as if acknowledging her attention before drifting downstream again. Time seemed too slow. The deeper she went, the more she felt a presence following, not in a threatening sense, but in one of gentle guardianship. The echoes of the past, the soft voices and laughter, felt protective, comforting, as if they were aware that she carried her own burdens into the grove. She did not speak. There was no need. Her heart understood the communication, soft, wordless, but profoundly clear. The path of the stream curved around an ancient willow, its branches hanging low, brushing the water in delicate arcs. Enya stepped beneath them, feeling the whispers of the grove swirl around her. Here, the echoes were strongest. She could hear fragments of conversations that never truly belonged to her, yet felt familiar. A merchant calling to a child, a song hummed to calm a weary traveler, laughter shared in secret under the moonlight. The grove seemed to have collected these moments over the years, preserving them, letting them exist as soft, living memories. She knelt beside the stream again, tracing her hand over the water. The ripples responded to her touch, forming patterns that mirrored the arcs of the willow's branches and the spirals of petals drifting above. The water murmured in harmony with the echoes of laughter and song, creating a delicate symphony of motion and sound. Enya could feel the history embedded in the grove, the countless footsteps, the quiet moments of joy and sorrow woven together into a fabric that seemed alive. She lingered there, breathing slowly, letting the grove's presence seep into her bones. She felt a growing awareness that this place existed not merely as a physical space, but as a memory, a repository of life and experience. The echoes were not random. They were invitations, subtle guidance, a gentle teaching of patience, observation, and reverence. Every sound, every shimmer of light, every curve of the stream was a lesson in presence, in noticing the details that often went unseen in the bustle of ordinary life. Enya rose, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. The grove seemed to stretch endlessly, yet the path of the stream provided direction, a quiet thread leading her onward. She understood that the journey through this grove was not just a walk through a physical space, but a passage through layers of time and memory. The whispers of the water, the laughter, and the songs all carried meaning, guiding her steps not only forward in the valley, but inward, toward a deeper understanding of herself and the subtle rhythms of the world around her. A gentle breeze stirred for the first time in the grove, carrying the mingled scents of moss, earth, and faint floral notes. The fireflies that had accompanied her along the stream now hovered more closely, their tiny lights drifting in synchrony with the glowing petals. Enya followed the stream as it curved toward a small clearing where the moonlight pooled like liquid silver. Here, the echoes were softest, almost imperceptible, yet she felt their presence more acutely than ever. She could sense that the grove was aware of her progress, that it was guiding her toward something just beyond the next bend. The clearing held a sense of sacred stillness. The stream widened slightly, forming a shallow pool where the luminous petals gathered in small clusters. Enya knelt beside it, watching as the petals floated in intricate patterns, forming spirals, arcs, and delicate lines that seemed to invite her to follow further. The water whispered more clearly now, its gentle murmurs harmonizing with the distant echoes. She felt that if she listened closely enough, she could understand the grove's language, a quiet, wordless dialogue that spoke of guidance, care, and gentle protection. Enya reached out and touched a petal. It quivered softly, shimmering with an inner light, and then drifted downstream. The stream's surface rippled in response, carrying the pattern forward. She realized that this grove, this hidden sanctuary, was alive in ways she had never encountered before. It preserved memory, offered guidance, and responded to those who entered with open hearts. It was not merely a place of beauty, but a place of wisdom, subtle and patient, teaching through movement, sound, and light, rather than through words. As she stood, the moon now high in the sky, Enya felt a profound sense of connection. She was part of the valley's story now, her steps woven into the ongoing rhythm of the grove. The whispers, the laughter, the songs, and the stream's murmurs all felt like invitations to continue to follow the luminous trail into the deeper mysteries that awaited her. She knew the journey through this hidden grove was far from over. It was only a beginning, a gentle introduction to the profound magic that the Verdant Valley held. And so, with her heart attuned to the subtle music of the grove, Enya continued along the moonlit stream, stepping carefully through the soft soil and luminous petals. The echoes lingered behind her like a soft cloak of memory, protective and wise, and she walked onward, ready to discover the deeper wonders that the valley had prepared for those who listened with care and traveled with gentle reverence. The guardian of the stream. The moonlight streamed gently through the canopy of the hidden grove, casting silver shadows across the moss-covered stones and the winding ribbon of water that carried Enya further into the heart of the verdant valley. Each step felt deliberate, as though the valley itself measured her intentions, ensuring she moved with patience and care. The echoes of laughter and soft songs lingered faintly behind her, now interwoven with a subtle rhythm that seemed to quicken ever so slightly as she approached a bend in the stream she had never seen before. The water widened here, forming a pool that shimmered with more intense silver light, reflecting the stars above with such clarity that Enya could almost believe she was walking among the heavens themselves. The air here felt different. It was cooler, yet warmer, calm calm, yet alive, with a quiet energy. She sensed it before she saw it, a presence, something that existed in harmony with the stream, yet seemed to transcend it, older than the valley itself. Her steps slowed instinctively. The luminous petals floated more densely across the water, moving in patterns that seemed almost deliberate, as though spelling out a silent greeting she could not read but could feel. Then she saw it. A figure stood on the far side of the pool, bathed in the glow of the moon and the silvered light of the stream. At first, Enya thought it was a trick of her eyes or the reflection of water dancing on the leaves. But as she watched, the figure became clearer, serene, fluid, almost ethereal, as if woven from the moonlight itself, with hints of mist curling gently around its form. Its features were delicate but undefined, giving the sense of infinite age and patience. The figure's eyes glimmered faintly, reflecting the water below and the stars above. And as Enya met that gaze, a warmth spread through her chest, a recognition deeper than familiarity, yet as immediate as breath. "You've come." A voice spoke, soft and resonant, carrying the gentle authority of one who had observed centuries of quiet life. The sound seemed to flow from the air itself, mingling with the ripple of the stream and the rustle of leaves. "I have waited." Enya hesitated, her heart pounding, but not with fear. Instead, it was a quiet thrill, a sense that she was precisely where she needed to be. Who are you?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper, carried by the night air, yet heard clearly, as if spoken directly into her mind. "I am the guardian of this stream," the figure replied, "of this valley, of those who walk here with a quiet heart." The figure's arms, fluid and luminous, extended slightly as if to welcome her, yet the motion was subtle, like a brush of mist. The stream guides only those who can listen, those who can see beyond mere appearances, those who carry a purpose they may not yet understand. Enya stepped closer, her boots sinking slightly into the soft earth, feeling the hum of the valley beneath her feet. "A purpose I may not yet understand," she repeated. "But why me?" The guardian moved slowly, almost gliding over the moss and stones, its form reflecting in the pool like a living painting. "Because the valley has been waiting. The streams, the trees, the winds, all have watched and waited for the arrival of one who could continue what was promised long ago. The valley flourishes because of a promise kept, a vow that was made in trust and in silence. That promise now reaches its next chapter with your presence." Enya felt the words settle over her like a gentle wave. She did not fully understand yet, but the resonance of the guardian's voice carried weight beyond explanation. She glanced at the stream, tracing its curves and bends, and realized that every ripple, every pattern of luminous petals had been a gentle invitation, guiding her toward this moment. The valley itself had prepared her, shaped her journey, and now she stood on the cusp of understanding something far greater than herself. "You are patient," the guardian continued, voice flowing like the stream itself. "Patient enough to notice the quiet details, to follow the path even when its purpose is unclear. Patient enough to listen to the language of water, of leaves, of light. That patience is what allows you to see what others cannot." Enya nodded. Slowly, her thoughts tracing back through the hours she had spent walking the moonlit paths, watching the petals drift, listening to the murmurs of the stream, feeling the subtle shifts in the valley's rhythm. Every step had been deliberate, guided by unseen hands. And now she realized that the guardian's words were truth. She had been listening, truly listening, long before she reached this place. The guardian raised its hands, and the pool of water shimmered in response, rippling outward in patterns that spiraled like the rings of a tree trunk, each circle widening to touch the edges of the grove. "Look closely," it said. "The valley reveals itself only to those who seek understanding with gentle hearts. See not only with your eyes, but with your mind and your spirit." Enya leaned forward, her gaze following the spiraling ripples. She felt a shift in the way. She perceived the grove, as though hidden layers were now visible to her. The echoes of laughter, the faint songs of old memories, the glow of petals and fireflies, all seemed to weave together into a narrative, a living tapestry of the valley's history. She realized that the valley had always existed in this way, but only a careful, patient observer could perceive its depth, could feel the stories it carried in the wind, the water, and the soil. The promise, the guardian said softly, was made by one who understood the balance of this valley. To preserve its quiet magic, to care for its creatures, to maintain the harmony between its waters and its lands. That promise cannot be broken, for the valley's life depends upon it. And now, through your arrival, it continues. Enya's breath caught me. I don't know what I can do. Oh, can I continue a promise I didn't make? The guardian's form shimmered with a subtle smile, though it was not defined as human expressions are. You will learn. Just as the stream guides you, just as the petals guide you, the valley will teach you. Your journey has only begun, but you are ready. The quiet heart, the patient spirit, the willingness to walk in harmony, these are enough for now. In time, you will understand the promise you carry forward. Enya felt a weight settle lightly on her shoulders, not burdensome, but significant. She understood in that instant that the valley's magic was not something to wield or control, but something to honor, to listen to, and to participate in. It was a dialogue, not a command, a dance, not a task, and she was part of that dance now. The guardian raised one hand, pointing to a small bend in the stream where moonlight fell with an intensity she had not noticed before. The petals there glowed brighter, clustering in a delicate spiral that seemed almost like a doorway. Follow, the guardian instructed. The path is clear. The stream will continue to guide you, as will your understanding. But remember, the valley watches, the valley listens. Move with respect, with patience, with care. Only then will the promise be honored. Enya nodded, the silver light of the pool reflecting in her wide eyes. She stepped forward, feeling the warmth of the guardian's presence, as if it lingered around her, a protective, invisible cloak. The valley itself seemed to breathe in response, the whispers of the stream intensifying, the petals drifting in harmony with her movements. Every step carried meaning, and every glance confirmed that the valley had accepted her, had chosen her to continue what had been started so long ago. She paused, taking one final look at the guardian. I will do my best, she said, her voice soft but certain. I will follow, and I will learn. The guardian inclined its head slightly, the mist around its form rippling like water, disturbed by a gentle breeze. That is all that is needed. The rest will reveal itself in time. Trust the valley, trust the stream, and trust yourself. Enya felt a profound sense of calm settle over her. The journey through the Verdant Valley had become more than exploration. It was now a passage of understanding, a test of patience, and an initiation into something ancient and beautiful. She knew that every petal, every ripple, every whisper of the wind had guided her here for a reason, and she could no longer think of the valley as simply a place she walked through. It was a living companion, a teacher, and a reminder of the quiet strength that comes from paying attention. With careful steps, she followed the stream toward. The petals floated ahead, their glow steady, forming a pathway that seemed designed not for haste, but for mindfulness. Fireflies hovered close, their light mingling with the silver shimmer of the stream. Enya felt as if the entire valley had leaned in, observing her journey, encouraging her to move forward with awareness and respect. The guardian's form lingered in the pool's reflection, a faint, shimmering presence that seemed woven into the water itself. Enya glanced back once, feeling the warmth of its watchful gaze, and then turned her attention forward, ready to continue the path laid out for her. Every step resonated with purpose, yet no urgency pressed upon her. She had been chosen not for speed, not for strength, but for the quiet heart that had guided her here. A heart ready to receive the wisdom of the valley, to walk alongside the stream, and to honor the promise whose meaning would unfold with each new step. And so, under the soft glow of the moon and the shimmering trail of luminous petals, Enya continued along the path of the stream. With each movement, the guardian's words echoed in her mind, a steady reminder that she was not merely traveling through the valley, but becoming part of its living story, carrying forward a promise that was older than herself, yet now inseparably entwined with her own journey. Through the luminous meadow, Enya followed the gentle curve of the stream, feeling its constant guidance beneath the soft glow of the moon. The guardian's presence lingered still in her mind, a quiet reminder that she was being watched over, not with control, but with care. Each ripple of the water seemed more alive now, almost playful, shimmering with the intention of leading her onward, as if the stream itself had grown accustomed to her presence and had accepted her as a companion along its winding path. The grove gradually opened into a wide expanse, and Enya found herself at the edge of a meadow unlike any she had seen before. The grass was tall, delicate, and almost translucent under the moonlight. Each blade seemed to glow faintly, a soft luminescence that pulsed gently as if breathing in unison with the valley itself. Flowers of every imaginable color stretched toward the sky, their petals luminous, tiny filaments of light weaving through the air above them. The effect was ethereal. It was not merely a meadow, but a living tapestry of gentle, radiant life, shimmering with a magic that seemed as old as the valley. The stream meandered through the meadow, its silver light reflecting against the glowing plants. Enya stepped carefully, letting the water's guidance dictate her path. Each footfall felt harmonious, in rhythm with the soft pulse of the meadow and the distant hum of nocturnal creatures she could barely perceive. The air was filled with a subtle scent, sweet, earthy, and somehow musical, like a soft chord played on an invisible harp. She inhaled deeply, feeling the fragrance mingle with the cool night air, grounding her while lifting her spirits in equal measure. As she moved deeper into the meadow, she noticed that the luminous petals had begun to accumulate in delicate clusters. Along the stream, they drifted lazily in the current, sometimes lifting off the surface for a brief moment before settling back down. Their glow seemed almost sentient, brightening when she approached and dimming softly when she paused. Enya felt an unspoken invitation in their motion to follow carefully, to notice the subtleties of light and shadow, to become attuned to the rhythms of the valley as a whole. The meadow stretched endlessly, undulating gently, as if the land itself were breathing. Enya marveled at the way the plants seemed to lean slightly toward the stream, as though honoring its journey through the valley. She knelt occasionally to brush her hands over the soft grass, feeling the delicate vibrations in response to her touch. The meadow itself seemed alive, not in a frightening or overwhelming way, but in a quiet, intentional rhythm. Every blade of grass, every luminous petal, every ripple of the stream felt connected. And she realized that she was not walking through a meadow. She was moving through a living memory, a sacred space where nature's attention was focused on the present moment. Ahead, the stream curved slightly, and Enya noticed a rise in the meadow, a gentle hillock that glimmered more intensely under the moonlight. The petals floated toward it, forming a luminous trail, and she followed. As she reached the crest, the full extent of the meadow unfolded before her. The sight took her breath away. The glowing expanse stretched in every direction, shimmering with silver, gold, and soft hues of lavender and rose. The petals moved in flowing patterns, as if a gentle breeze had orchestrated them into a quiet dance. Fireflies joined the display, hovering above the flowers in a ballet of light that seemed to exist solely for the pleasure of observation. Enya knelt again, placing her hands into the soft grass. She felt the subtle vibration of the earth beneath her, a low hum that harmonized with the sound of the stream and the distant echoes of life in the valley. She realized she was learning the valley's language more deeply now, not merely the whispers of water or the glow of petals, but the rhythms of growth, the pulse of life itself. Every movement of the meadow, every curve of the stream, every rustle of leaves and soft brush of wings against air was a phrase in a language she was beginning to understand. She rose and continued walking, letting the stream guide her steps. The moon was higher now, illuminating the meadow with a serene glow, yet the petals on the stream seemed to shine brighter than even the silvered moonlight. As she walked, she noticed subtle changes in the meadow. The flowers nearer the stream seemed taller, their glow stronger, while those farther away were more muted, as if their light depended on proximity to the water. Enya realized the valley was teaching her attention, showing her that life, even in its smallest details, thrived where care and connection were present. The further she walked, the more the meadow seemed to respond to her presence. Petals gathered in small spirals along the stream, forming miniature paths that beckoned her forward. Occasionally, a breeze stirred, sending faint ripples of light through the tall grass, but it never disturbed the tranquility. Each gust seemed purposeful, a gentle nudge rather than a force. Enya's movements became part of the meadow's rhythm, not intrusive, not commanding, but harmonious. She noticed patterns emerging in the petals' arrangement. Spirals, arcs, and gentle curves marked the stream's path, almost like natural signposts. Enya felt a quiet excitement, realizing that this meadow, more than any other place in the valley, reflected the intricate connection between living things, water, and light. Each element depended on the others, and by following their subtle guidance, she became a participant in that balance, rather than merely an observer. Hours passed in a timeless flow. Enya wandered through the luminous expanse, her mind attuned to the valley's rhythms, her heart open to its gentle teachings. She paused occasionally to touch a petal, to listen to the subtle vibrations of the stream, to watch a firefly hover near a glowing flower. Every moment felt meaningful, not because of its grandeur, but because of the valley's insistence on attention, patience, and gentle reverence. Eventually, the stream led her to the edge of the meadow, where a cluster of ancient stones stood like sentinels overlooking the water. Moss covered their surfaces, glowing faintly under the moonlight. Enya approached cautiously, sensing a quiet power emanating from them. The petals gathered near the stones, forming a delicate ring around the tallest of the formations. Their glow concentrated and steady. She knelt beside the central stone, brushing her fingers over its smooth surface. A low vibration resonated through her hands, as though the stone itself remembered every story, every moment that had passed in the meadow. Enya leaned closer, listening to the faint hum that seemed to emanate from both the stone and the stream. It was not a sound she could describe in ordinary terms. It was a resonance felt more than heard, a gentle reminder that all life, all movement, all moments were connected in subtle, invisible ways. She felt a deep gratitude for the valley, for its quiet lessons, for the trust it had placed in her to witness and follow its path. As she rose, she realized that the meadow was teaching her another lesson, that beauty and guidance often come in quiet, subtle forms. It was not a loud declaration or a dramatic revelation that revealed the valley's secrets, but the patient, careful attention of one who listened, observed, and moved in harmony with the world around them. Enya's heart swelled with understanding, yet she knew there were still mysteries to uncover, paths yet to walk, and lessons yet to learn. The stream curved gently, leading her beyond the ancient stones toward a faint rise in the meadow where the petals seemed to form a glowing arch. Fireflies drifted lazily through the air, mingling with the silvered light of the stream and petals, creating a tunnel of soft luminescence. Enya stepped through the arch, feeling the subtle pulse of life around her intensify. It was as though the meadow itself was sending her forward, affirming her journey and the promise she carried within her heart. She paused once more, looking back at the expanse she had crossed. The luminous meadow stretched endlessly behind her, a quiet testament to patience, observation, and connection. She realized that she was no longer merely following a path. She was becoming a part of the valley's story, her steps woven into the rhythm of the stream, the flow of light, and the dance of petals. With a deep, steady breath, Enya continued forward, stepping carefully along the stream. She knew that the meadow had shared its wisdom, that it had prepared her for what lay ahead, and as the petals continued to drift gently before her, forming the next path, she felt a growing certainty that the valley's magic was guiding her toward a revelation she had not yet imagined, toward a discovery that would deepen her understanding of the promise she now carried. And so, through the luminous meadow, with fireflies drifting and petals glowing, Enya moved onward. The valley's quiet magic surrounded her, wrapping her in its gentle embrace, and the moonlit stream led her further into the heart of the Verdant Valley, toward whatever wonder awaited just beyond the next bend. The dawn of returning light. The first hints of dawn began to touch the edges of the verdant valley, brushing the tips of the trees with a faint warmth that slowly chased away the silver of the moonlight. Enya noticed the subtle shift immediately. The stream that had guided her so faithfully throughout the night shimmered differently now, not with the cold, luminous silver of moonlight, but with soft golden hues that reflected the awakening sun. The petals floating upon its surface glowed with a warmer, more vibrant light, as if catching the first kisses of day. Enya's steps were lighter now, not from relief or hurry, but from a deepened sense of harmony with the valley. She moved slowly, taking in every detail, as the night's magic transitioned into the gentle clarity of morning. The fireflies had disappeared, leaving only the faint glimmer of the petals and the soft liquid hum of the stream. The air was fresher, tinged with dew and the fragrance of wildflowers, carrying a gentle promise of a new day. The hidden groves, the luminous meadow, the curves of the moonlit stream, everything she had encountered during her journey had prepared her for this moment, though she had not realized it at the time. Each step she had taken, each ripple she had traced with her fingers, each petal she had followed, had woven a quiet thread of understanding through her mind and heart. The valley had spoken to her in the language of observation, patience, and reverence, and now, as the dawn approached, that language transformed into clarity. She reached a gentle rise overlooking the valley's exit. The path narrowed here, flanked by ancient oaks and whispering grasses, forming a natural corridor through which the stream flowed toward the horizon. The golden light of morning kissed the tips of the petals, which drifted downstream in a delicate, purposeful dance. Enya knelt briefly beside the water, watching as the sunlight caught each glimmering petal, turning them into miniature beacons of light that reflected her own journey, small moments of guidance leading her steadily forward. Guardian awaited her at the stream's edge, standing where moonlight and dawn blended seamlessly into a soft, radiant glow. The figure's presence was as serene as before, though now the mist and silver radiance that had surrounded it seemed to shimmer with the warmth of the rising sun. Enya felt an immediate sense of peace in the guardian's presence, a reassurance that she had done all that was expected of her and more. You have come through the night with care, with patience, and with a heart open to the valley's guidance, the guardian said, voice flowing like a gentle stream. You have listened, observed, and allowed the rhythm of this place to guide you. Now, as the light returns, so too does the clarity of purpose you carry within yourself. Enya bowed her head, humbled by the words and the quiet weight of their meaning. I have learned so much, she whispered, though the sound felt insufficient to capture the depth of her experience. The valley, the stream, the meadow, even the echoes, they've taught me more than I could have imagined. The guardian extended a hand, delicate and fluid, over the surface of the water. A faint glow emanated from it, reflecting in the golden hues of the stream. The lessons of this valley are yours to carry, it said, not as a burden, but as a gift. The promise that has been preserved here, the care of life, the harmony of the streams, the patience of quiet observation, it now flows through. You carry it into the world beyond these hills, and remember that even in places unseen, there is wisdom, guidance, and beauty waiting to be honored. Enya felt a profound warmth spread through her chest, a fusion of gratitude, clarity, and quiet strength. She reached forward and touched the water, letting her fingers skim its surface. The golden ripples responded, spreading outward and mingling. With the petals, as if celebrating her journey, the sensation was both grounding and liberating, a tangible acknowledgement of everything she had experienced and the transformation that had taken place within her. She rose slowly, taking one last look at the valley behind her. The hidden grove, the luminous meadow, the winding curves of the stream, and the subtle glow of the petals, all of it would remain in her memory, vivid and alive. But more importantly, it would remain in her heart as a quiet, guiding force. She felt the valley's voice, soft yet unyielding, reminding her that the lessons she had learned were not confined to this magical place. They were to be carried into every moment, every choice, every step she would take beyond its borders. The guardian spoke again, its voice now blending seamlessly with the rustle of leaves and the gentle flow of the stream. Go with the light, Enya. Let the clarity you have found guide you, and let the quiet strength you have cultivated be your companion. The valley will always be here, in the whispers of water, in the glow of petals, and in the patience of those who follow its path. You are now part of its story, as it is part of yours. Enya stepped forward along the final stretch of the stream, feeling the first warmth of the sun on her face. The golden light seemed to lift her spirit, illuminating not just the path ahead, but the understanding she now carried. She walked slowly, savoring each sensation, the soft brush of grass against her hands, the gentle ripple of water around her fingers, the distant song of a bird heralding the dawn. Every element of the valley was in harmony with her movement, guiding her toward the exit with quiet, unobtrusive care as the morning fully unfolded. The stream narrowed once more, flowing into a small clearing that marked the valley's edge. Here, the petals floated less densely, but each retained a soft, golden glow that reflected the sunlight. Enya paused, kneeling briefly to watch as a final petal drifted past her, shimmering and curling as if in a silent farewell. The valley had shared its wisdom, its beauty, and its quiet power with her, and now it entrusted her to carry it beyond its bounds. The guardian's form shimmered once more, blending into the golden light of dawn. Remember, it said softly, that the promise is not a single act, but a continuous flow. As the stream continues beyond the valley, so too does the strength and understanding you carry. Let it guide you gently, quietly, and with care. Enya rose, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. She looked one last time at the moonlit stream, now golden and radiant, winding through the valley like a living thread of guidance. The lessons of the night, the patience, the attention, the gentle observation, the recognition of life's subtle rhythms, all flowed within her now, woven into the very fabric of her being. She realized that the journey was not over, but that she was ready to carry it forward into the world beyond, wherever her steps might lead. With careful, deliberate strides, Enya moved toward the valley's exit. The air felt warmer now, carrying the promise of a new day, the scent of earth and flowers, and the soft murmur of the stream receding behind her. She walked with a light heart, each footfall grounded yet lifted by the quiet strength she had gained. The journey through the Verdant Valley had transformed her, not through grand gestures or dramatic revelations, but through patient, attentive steps taken in harmony with the subtle wisdom of the land. As she crossed the threshold where the valley opened into the wider world, she felt the guardian's blessing linger, a quiet, sustaining presence that would continue to guide her. The golden light of dawn wrapped around her, illuminating not just the path ahead, but the understanding she now carried. She knew that, though the valley would remain behind her, its lessons, its beauty, and its quiet power would accompany her. Always, Enya paused at the edge, taking one final breath of the valley air, letting it fill her chest with warmth and clarity. The moonlit stream that had guided her through the night had become more than a path. It had become a teacher, a companion, and a source of quiet strength that she could carry into the days ahead. With one last glance at the shimmering water winding through the golden light, Enya stepped forward fully into the new day. She carried with her the memory of the luminous petals, the whispers of the grove, the laughter and songs of echoes, and the serene guidance of the guardian. More than that, she carried the quiet understanding that every step she took, every choice she made, could be guided by the same principles she had learned: patience, reverence, and attentive care. And as the valley receded behind her, bathed now in the soft warmth of morning, Enya felt a profound peace settle within her. She was ready to face the world beyond, her heart imbued with the gentle wisdom of the Verdant Valley, her spirit aligned with the rhythm of the stream, and her steps guided by the quiet strength she had discovered within herself. The journey had reached its end, yet in that ending lay a beginning, a dawn of returning light, not only in the valley but within her, illuminating the path of all the days to come. The morning light touches the verdant valley, turning the stream golden as Enya takes her final steps. Remember the quiet strength you found, the gentle wisdom of the valley, and carry it with you into your day or night. Thank you for joining Whispers of the Night. Sleep peacefully, dream gently, and may the moonlit stream guide you whenever you need calm. Until next time, good night.